Hello and welcome back, everyone, to Heart of the Swarm, StarCraft 2 commentary on Rocket Rabbit Commentaries campaign. Yes, and we are at the end of the carrot, as we are finishing up the Reckoning, as we continue to siege Mengks' palace. By rescuing Stokov, we actually have access to Stokov's Legion of Aberrations. Meaning that we actually have a really tanky front line. Unfortunately, because of the fucking pathing, well, they decide to only go all this way a little bit.
And if you thought that they couldn't look any dumber, well, you would be wrong.
You see, StarCraft 2 does have better pathing than StarCraft 1 does, but it still has problems when it comes to deciding where it wants its units to actually go. So, with this aberration frontline, we can actually start peeling into the other half of Mengks' main base. Unfortunately, we don't have enough Hydralisks here to realistically push all the way through here, especially with our forces being spread out like this and attacking different things. Oh shit! It's the Odin.
By great Odin's beard.
You've got to finish this. Go on without me.
Like hell I will. Hold on, Jim. I'm coming.
Yeah, our mission objective states that you have to survive.
You know, just because I'm a deformed human monster, a mutation monstrosity, doesn't mean I don't feel things.
Feeling things is for main characters, Mr. Cloud.
It's also for the main antagonist.
Well, I know that Arcturus feels things, but what things is still up for debate. As I show off here, the rest of Stokov's forces are pretty lame. Infested Terrans have got a damage of 5 per second into armored units. So like, yeah, they're not gonna take down those Goliaths, sadly.
It is time.
Now stick your tongue out and say ah. Okay, well, looks pretty good there.
Retribution will be mine.
So when we get this wave of Hydras, what we are supposed to be doing alongside, gearing up to fight the Odin, is actually supplying our front line with queens and creep spread, because those are the things that we need in order to take down Mengks' base. Wild mutation Hydras.
Once the boss is taken care of right there, the mission is over as soon as we destroy the palace gate. Or am I wrong? Nice.
You just gotta take down Mengks' palace gate, and then we get a satisfying cutscene.
The Odin's down for the count.
Yay.
How are you holding up?
Don't you worry about us. We're still in this.
Unfortunately, Mengks has other forces that are still able to attack us, like these Duskwing Banshees. Have the queens focus down the Banshees.
Poke.
And the big thing that I dislike about Mengks' Banshees is that since of the Duskwing Banshees specifically, they get the additional damage, and I think they also get the area of effect bonuses from Rainer's campaign. I'm not entirely sure about that, but I think they do.
Alright, now gather everybody together. United we stand, divided we ball.
Apparently, Mengks actually unlocked this bridge for us while he was attempting to pilot the Odin over to our face. Now, getting the three Zerg forces, getting the 3 additional Zerg force entries is really important for their first big push. However, the remainder of their forces that they send out are pretty much like this. Zagar will send a Baneling, a Hydralisk, and a couple of Zerglings. Stokov sends Infested Marines and an Aberration. Dahaka sends Primal Zerglings and like nothing else. The first really big wave is honestly really, really nice. It's just that you have to micromanage those waves relatively intensely in order to actually have them do the things that you want them to.
Much micromanaging.
What is it?
But again, you don't have control over them, so it's very difficult to successfully do that micromanaging. However, when Jim says that he sends out a waves, he actually sends a pretty sizable force. A battle cruiser, a siege tank, a Thor, some medic marines, you know, decent stuffs.
Yep, and Jim's ship actually provides healing.
Well, yes, the medevacs do actually provide us with some healing, but I would rather those medevacs be focused on his marines rather than our hydras, because our hydras are going to get shielded through wild mutation, and if I actually had queens coming in with this, then they would get healing over time through that, so that the medics could actually focus on, you know, Jim's bio instead of ours.
Poof. Scatter.
Blow up the planetary fortress.
The bomb defense is
right
weakening.
then. Attack the gate.
Attack the gate itself.
Man is stronger than you. We will see your ashes spread to the wind.
I mean, your Dominion is Arcturus, but you are not.
Stop the Queen of Blades. For humanity.
Go, Primal Zerglings.
Men will outlive you. Men, don't die. Attack.
Also, you can use Kinetic Blast on the gate, which is why the speed run for this just has Kerrigan sit over up in the upper left corner of the gate while she repeatedly peppers it with Kinetic Blasts.
The gate has been penetrated.
Yes, we did not use any Ultralisks, you lying cutscene.
The Emperor. Long live the Queen.
Yay.
So, are you guys ready for a satisfying ending 20 years in the making?
I'm ready.
Ah,
We
I
have
certainly
victory.
hope so.
We have victory. And we got all the trophies. Nice.
Well, no, we didn't actually get Zerg Rush. We're at 20. We are at 28 minutes when we were supposed to be under 25.
Damn it. Gunfire. Muzzle flash.
Holy shit! That's lots of miniguns. Whoosh.
We will tear you like paper.
Or you know, paper-like substitutes.
Damn it. My satellite just got knocked offline. Call Cox Communications.
No, they can't help you, Mr. Cloud. You know that.
His last cigar.
And rip the doors into their slots.
Open sesame.
Open says me.
Welcome, Neo. I am the architect.
I've been waiting for you.
Could have fooled me.
I'm surprised you haven't tried to escape.
Escape? My dear, I'm afraid you've got it all wrong.
Because my self-interest is a lot lower than you thought it was.
Oh shit! It's the Kadarin Keystone. So yeah, Arcturus managed to get the Keystone at some point during the campaign. It was shown off that he had it when Kerrigan was doing her primal Kerrigan morph.
Animal like you close to me, without some kind of insurance policy.
I want to know what kind of tech he'd managed to formulate that would allow him to actually do this this taser on command.
Greatest failure. Now, at long last, you will die.
Hold it there, mister.
Change of plans.
I prefer Warhammer.
He had destroyed the controller. nice.
You can never suffer enough for all the lives you've ruined, Arcturus.
And it is time for vengeancing.
Made you into a monster, Kerrigan.
You made us all into monsters.
I like that line. It's not true, like, at all, but it's a really cool line.
What have you done to me? I'll make you see the light, motherfucker!
So apparently, Jim's elite marine battlesuit is able to survive explosions from tank shells.
Yay.
I mean, Kerrigan definitely can survive that. But, like, you know, I'm kind of surprised that Jim's battlesuit does.
Yay.
Thank you, Jim.
Ah, rising sun cliche.
For everything.
Everything.
I am Jesus. I am Jesus.
My pleasure, darling.
Always was.
And so Kerrigan has successfully inflicted vengeancing on Arcturus.
And only a few million people had died. Through no faults of their own.
Like 1.5 million people. It's
Fuck
okay.
it.
That's still like 1/1000th of what she's guilty of.
I now see my true enemy. He waits for me in the void.
Oh?
Wielding powers I cannot imagine. I go to face him, having renounced everything.
Everything?
My humanity. My identity. The man I love. But I will not face
That wasn't
his
really
enemy
everything,
alone.
Miss Kerrigan.
I am the swarm.
Yes,
Horror.
even more foreshadowing.
The horror!
And so, here we have the Heart of the Swarm credits. Putting in at max speed again because, god damn it, without max speed, these credits last forever.
No.
Okay, so, we have to address the elephant in the room. Heart of the Swarm is a really interesting and fun campaign to play through. It honestly is. It is very factually, however, the easiest of the 3.5 campaigns that are in StarCraft 2. Specifically because Kerrigan is OP as shit, and it's very easy to make her even more OP as shit. Which is why I have to say that of the 3 campaigns, Heart of the Swarm is probably the weakest. I love playing through it. I really do. Our characters are much better than a majority of the other characters that we get access to, and there's no one in this roster that I dislike. Unlike for both Wings of Liberty and Legacy of the Void. We will be doing Legacy of the Void next, but you know, it's gonna be a while yet. We have a couple other games to get through first.
Nah.
I personally think that Heart of the Swarm would be served better if we actually had a rotating roster of heroes like it's desperately trying to set up for and just chooses to not do. Once you actually do Caldeir, a majority of your time is going to be spent using Hydralisks, simply because Hydralisks are de facto the best unit that Zerg gets, still. Raptorlings are the best single-player unit of the game, but only because of how cool they fucking look. They're actually almost useless because they're just upgraded Zerglings, which is cool. Having upgraded Zerglings is kick-ass, but they're not actually useful.
Well,
What I would have liked is for a good portion of the campaign units that we get access to in Heart of the Swarm to get translated over to the multiplayer, specifically Raptorlings. I would have fucking loved Raptorlings to be involved in the multiplayer, but no, we just don't. And now that StarCraft 2 is officially over, there are a couple of StarCraft 2 Zerg units that we don't get access to that I would have liked to have played with. Specifically, we don't get access to Ravagers. And Ravagers are a really cool fucking Zerg unit that I would have liked to play with, but we don't. Yeah. as Pascal is mentioning here, I really enjoy the story elements in Heart of the Swarm. But yeah, although Amon is finally fully established, he's not really a presence in this story, and we only spent like what 3 missions fighting against Mobius Corps in total when they were actually a pretty big supporting part of the Wings of Liberty campaign.
Something like that.
Heart of the Swarm is not bad. It's just lacking. It shows a lot of potential that it doesn't actually cash in with, which is sad. Also, these backdrops are really, really pretty. I like the Xeris ones a lot. What say you, Mr. Cloud?
That well, as a comment on just I mean, it's one thing to look forward to a present and then opening up to see what's inside. I mean, anticipation is a big part in sales. So I'm sure that this was probably one of the best-selling expansions of StarCraft 2, but that does not necessarily mean it was the best.
I don't honestly know which of the expansions is the best selling. I would assume it would actually be Legacy of the Void, since it's the conclusion of the story. I'm pretty
Maybe
sure
in the long run,
Nova Covert Ops is actually the least well-selling expansion, but that's not really a full expansion. Is the big reason why that one was disappointing. And no, I'm not going to be doing Covert Ops. I don't own a copy of Covert Ops.
So, like, word of mouth spreads, and in the long run, the better playing expansions would sell more. In the long run. In the short run, I'm sure this expansion enjoyed a very healthy sales period for Blizzard, and that's probably what they were banking on. Is, in max out your income and cash flow. Not that I'm an expert in business, although I did study it. And your company looks great, and it makes people want to, both buy your products and invest. In the long run, well, that's a good thing that they had other expansions that the players agreed are more fun or more challenging and better games experiences in general. But I enjoyed this very much.
As did I. Fuck Banelings. I'm never using Banelings. You can't force me to use Banelings, Mr. Cloud. I refuse!
Resist.
Banelings are terrible. Alright. In the next episode, we start Legacy of the Void. Be safe, everybody.
Peace.